Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel, directly supporting Grumman Pilots Association. And this morning we want to talk a little bit about your flap switch. Now, the nice thing about our flap switches, it's a very complicated part number, but we use the same flap switch that's in our two-place that are in our four-place airplane. So there's just one flap switch. And they're oriented pretty much as follows. Bottom is the momentary push down to set the flaps. Push it up, it locks into the top position, and it raises the flaps. There's a lot more to the flap switch, where there's a number of connections on the bottom. If you're going to change out your flap switch or clean the connections, you might want to disconnect your battery so that you don't arc and blow a fuse some kind of way. But this is your flap switch. Fairly nice. Now there's a number of things that go with the flap switch. One, there is the hardware that goes on the nut here at the top that holds it into the center console. So it'll be sitting like that. The next thing that goes on this hardware after it's being held is a flap switch boot. And the flap switch boot is nothing more than a weather boot that screws on and gives you a boot so that when you open your canopy, because if you notice, when you open your canopy, right below that is the flap switch, so you wouldn't want water getting in your flap switch. And again, that's the boot. And then the other two things that go on the flap switch that are important to note is an AN 315-3R. It's just a standard nut. It goes on, and this will serve as a locking nut so that when you put the handle, by the way, if you notice that your flap handles are shaped like a flap, so that you can visually tell you're grabbing the flap switch without actually looking down and doing it. The handle goes on, gets screwed into the right orientation, and then the lock nut on the bottom gets threaded upward and locks it so that your flap handle no longer rotates all around. So this is how you construct a flap switch. Flap switches are available from Fletch Air. They also have the boots, as well as does Yankee Aviation have the boots, the locking nuts. Hang on to your handles, those are getting hard to come by. But one per airplane and we're doing okay. So we hope you found all this informative and useful. Thanks for watching and have a good day flying your Grumman.